Hey guys, what's going on? Michael White here, your favorite developer, and today we're going to go off the beaten path a little bit. Typically on this channel, I talk about things web development related, but today we're going to talk about transitioning careers. So if you guys are new to the channel or don't know, I recently transitioned from a martial arts instructor to a front-end web developer. And believe it or not, this is not the first big life-changing career transition I made. Typically, when it comes to these things, there's two schools of thought. You can either follow your head or you can follow your heart. Following your head is being strategic, having a plan, and moving forward with purpose, intentions, and goals. Following your heart is just saying, fuck it, quitting and walking out. And luckily, for your entertainment purposes, I've done both. So I'm just going to talk about my experiences a little bit for each. We're going to start off with the most fun one, obviously, and that's following your heart. So for this story, we're going to take a step in the time machine. We're going to jump all the way back to the year 2016. All 5 years ago. I was 26 years old. I had just graduated college. I got my bachelor's in business administration, and I had just started my first corporate job. Things were going well at first. I was getting paid like $40K a year, which isn't a lot of money, but it was definitely more than I was making as a college student, so that was a plus. Time passed. About a year went by, and I started feeling really settled in. I was comfortable. I knew what to do. I knew what I was doing. I knew, I had a general feel for the whole flow and everything. Well, one of the most senior people in my department decided they wanted to retire, and in typical corporate fashion, their workload fell down on everybody else, and I got caught with the bulk of it. So I found myself in a situation where I was feeling overworked and underpaid, which is saying something considering I was in the Marine Corps. So I know a thing or two about being overworked and underpaid, all right? But I was definitely feeling it. I went and either asked for a raise or some help, just an extra person to help out or extra money, and I'd gladly take on all these added responsibilities. Long story short, got turned down, and then I started thinking about the future, started thinking about what I wanted to do, and is there a future in this place at all? The skill set I was getting, useless skill set. There was no future in that, unless I wanted to do more of the same stuff in a cubicle and look at Excel documents and Word, and that's not for me, dude. That is not for me. I ended up looking for ways to make money online, side hustles and stuff, and then I got sucked into that self-help black hole. You guys know the one I'm talking about, where everybody says like, you don't need a 9 to 5, you're better than a 9 to 5. And I'm human. I fell for it. I got suckered in, so I got stuck in a self-help loop. I never spent any money on any courses or anything, but I'd watch the videos and I drank the Kool-Aid. And I also started reading a lot of books at this point. Like I read all of Robert Greene's books, 48 Laws of Power, Mastery, Seduction. Some of those books are really good. I mean, it's all useless if you don't put any of it into practice, but it at least exposes you to seeing things differently, I suppose. I read books on negotiation, books on communication, books on talking. Like I read a lot of books. If I wasn't using my phone as a camera right now, I would show you guys my Audible library and you'd be like, wow. The more I read, the more empowered I was, the more I knew that I was better than this situation, right? I was getting too big for my britches. Didn't have any real skills, didn't have anything that I could actually take and run away with and make money, but I knew I was better than the situation I was in. The longer it went on, the worse I started to feel. Like I started to go to a really dark place, to where I would drink like a screwdriver in the morning. If you guys don't know what a screwdriver is, it's vodka and orange juice. I would drink one in the morning before work and then go into work. It was not good. I was going to a really dark place. Like there was just such a big conflict going on that, I was not in a good mental state, guys, not at all. And then one day I just quit. That was it. I followed my heart. My heart was telling me no more. We can't do this. This is not good. Like it was just a perfect storm. It was a perfect storm, man. All that stuff came together at like just the wrong time, and it completely threw me off what I wanted to do. And yeah, I quit. And let me throw this piece of advice out there for you guys right now. If any of you guys are considering following your heart and just taking a leap of faith, y'all better be ready to face some demons that you didn't even know existed in you. You're going to be on hard times. You're going to be pushing ways that you never thought you'd be pushed. When I decided I was just going to up and quit, I had no idea how I was going to pay my rent for the next few months. I had like some money squirreled away, only enough to get by for like at the most 2 months. And I think it was like I just filed my taxes too, so I had a tax return coming in. Not at all sustainable. No idea how I was going to pay for my cars. I still had to pay utility bills, groceries, food. I still had a life, you know what I mean? There were still things going on, and I had no idea how I was going to take care of it. All that pressure and the stress, I'm telling you, I wasn't ready for that, man. Oh, man. It got to the point where I was living off my credit card. I was buying things on my credit card. No idea how I was going to pay it back, and getting interest on all that shit. Like, it was crazy. But to cope with that black veil that I saw in front of me, I started doing a lot of writing. And let me see, I pulled this out just for this video today. And it was just like a list of all the things that I needed to do and needed to get done while I was unemployed. Like, it's crazy. Maybe I'll post a screenshot up of it on Twitter or something. It's crazy, man. Like, when I look at this list, there are so many things on here. Like, you know, the first thing on the list was get a primary source of income ASAP. Create a productive routine. So this is one of the first times I started putting the pen in the paper on what I wanted to do with my life. So at this time, I think I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to learn how to play the guitar. I wanted to, let's see here. Coding's on this list. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know if you can see this. It says learn to code HTML5 first. That's on this list. This is from 2018 when I quit. I quit in 2018. So this is from 3 years ago. And I wanted to build a Team Vesper website from scratch. So Vesper was like my online gaming persona that I was running by for a while. And I didn't know if I could stream or even open that up again. Like, it's just crazy to look at this. Man, I was really going through it. Right here, I wanted to start a self-taught series to document learning and trying new things. I was really big into fitness, and I was really into shape back then, much better than I am now. And I realized that I wanted to open a gym. So I started looking at jobs in gyms, and I stumbled across a job as a martial arts instructor. I actually put that on the list. I need to get this martial arts instructor job. The job had everything I was looking for. I got to work out, get paid to work out, and it was only like a 6-hour day. So it would give me time to pursue other things that I wanted to do. And because I was considering opening a gym, it would give me something to provide to customers that, you know, gyms typically don't have, that martial arts perspective. So I was putting all that together, really trying to figure out how I'd open up this gym and working towards that. And slowly but surely, I started to get my shit together. If you guys want me to go deeper into that story, I'll do that in a whole separate video, but that's what happened when I quit my job and followed my heart. I went on a crazy, chaotic path that ultimately led me to where I am now. Right? It did bring me fulfillment, but it was a motherfucker, all right? It was brutal. It was brutal. So I do not recommend that. And that brings us to the second point, following your head. So when I decided I wanted to get into web development, I had already tasted extreme struggle, right? Like, I knew what hard times tasted like. So there was no way I was just gonna up and quit and then try to learn how to code, teach myself JavaScript, and then get a job. That just wasn't gonna happen. Luckily, I was in a situation where I had time. So after work, before work, I would spend my time learning how to code. That's what this channel is all about, by the way. If this is the first video you're seeing, I kind of documented my entire coding journey and go really into depth about everything I did to learn how to code and ultimately get the job. But that's what I did. Every day I would code and move that ball forward and teach myself something. More importantly, I had a plan. I outlined this entire plan of what I wanted to do, what I was learning coding for, and I had a clearly identified vision of how I was going to use coding in the future. For the first time in my life, I was thinking beyond the next step. I was thinking beyond the job. Like, what happens after you get your first web development job? I had that right here. Like, I know what comes next. It just made everything so much easier. I had a clear plan. Once I had the plan outlined, it was just work. It was just execution. Every day I would show up, meet the goals, and just move the notch forward. Eventually, I got to a point where I felt comfortable enough to start applying for jobs. So while I was working, I'll say this again, while I was still working, employed, and being paid on a daily basis, I started throwing applications out there and looking for another job, looking to change careers into web development. There was no pressure on me while I was doing this. Like, I didn't have to worry about not being able to pay my bills or not being able to pay my car off or live or sustain myself because I was still getting paid. I was just kind of using my free time to just dip my toe in the water and see if I could find an opportunity somewhere else that would be better. And at the end of it all, I was able to transition from being a martial arts instructor to being a web developer with minimal risk. There was almost no risk. I say almost because there's always a little bit when you start a new job, right? What if it's not a good fit? What if you don't know what you're doing? There's always a little bit of risk when you take on a new opportunity. Very minimal in this case. I left my job on good terms, so if everything did just crash out around me, I'd always have a place to go back to. I had a plan B, and and it was a much smoother process and a much shorter story than when I followed my heart. So if there's one takeaway you guys have from this video, just one. If you decide to follow your heart, be ready for some hard times. But hard times make hard men or women, so it's a double-edged sword. Also, if you want to keep from getting into that same slump that I got into, don't ever trade your time for just money. Make sure when you're trading your time, you're getting something out of it. Make sure you're getting experience. Make sure you're getting skills. Make sure you're getting connections. You know, you're getting something out of it that can help you towards your long-term goal. Having a job shouldn't just be an exchange of your time for money. Make sure you get something out of your time there that benefits you and moves you towards your overall goal. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up there. I do hope you guys enjoyed the content. A little different from what I normally do, but let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And I really want to know, do you guys have any experience with following your heart over your head or following your head over your heart and making a big life change? Let me know. Do feel free to join the community Discord. I'll have a link to that below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.